The Nesivas Shalom was nifter many, many years ago. Zayin of, this is the Yartzeit. And he was not new agey. And he said that when you see your child that is getting involved, going off the derech, getting involved in corruption and bad averis, what should you do? It says, Muchrachim lishloit beruach. Doesn't say Muchrachim lishloit ala yeled. You better get a hold of the kid. Tell him in our house we don't do that. How many people disconnect the Wi-Fi on Shabbos?
What is
Muchrachim lishloit buriach. You have to get control over your emotions. Disconnect the Wi-Fi. Problem solved, right? Da-da-da. Control the kid. Fine. I had a big problem. The kid's Machal Shabbos. I know what to do. Shut off the Wi-Fi. And now I want to meet, I don't know the person giving that advice, because I really want to meet all those kids where it worked. They must be somewhere. You know, this kid, I met him. He's mamish. He told me I was Machal Shabbos. My parents shut the Wi-Fi, and now I decided to keep Shabbos because I didn't have Wi-Fi. Wow, amazing. I was going to McDonald's eating treif. My parents stopped giving me money. After a few days, I was very hungry. So now I love kosher. I only eat kosher. Right? I love that. Right? I was doing weed. I was smoking weed. And then my parents stopped giving me money, so I stopped doing drugs and alcohol. All my pain and all my dysfunction, it's gone because my parents stopped giving me money. Muchrachim lishloit al hayeled. Nesivas Shalom, 17 years ago, at least, he was nifter 17 years ago. He wrote this much earlier. He said, Muchrachim lishloit beruach. Get hold of your own ruach. Get hold of yourself. Ula'ir a love. Ahava v'chemla, beli gvul, and awaken within yourself, ahava, love, and chemla, and mercy, beli gvul, without any limitation. Oid yoiser mikamoi sherachashu elav ad ata, even more than you were feeling to him until this point. He needs more love. Comes the therapy world and says, no. You have to clamp down, and you have to give rules and guidelines and boundaries and consequences. They don't know the Yiddish neshama. They don't know our kids. Now, if they do this, and this is what I always say, if you follow that and it works, great. But if it doesn't work, what are you doing? Follow the Nesivas Shalom. Muchrachim lishloit beruach. You want to go crazy. You want to give tzvai petch. You want to throw her out of the house. You want. I understand your pain. I don't understand your pain. I have no right to say I understand your pain because I don't have your pain. But if I take 1% of all of these families of all of your pain, I'm feeling a lot of pain. So I'm a little bit able to say a little bit, I really feel your pain. Okay? And it's hard, it's challenging, it's difficult, it's painful. Muchrachim lishloit beruach. Get a hold of yourself. Get a hold of yourself. Ula'ir elav ahava v'chemla beli gvul. And guess what? You don't need the kid for that. Take a little picture. Have a picture of this kid at 8 years old. And look at this picture every night. And awaken mercy. Say, what happened to you, my child? What happened to you? Who did this to you? Because someone did this to you. This doesn't come from nothing. Somebody hurt this kid. And one day you'll find out, just like you all did. Many of you already know. The rest of you, stay tuned. You'll find out. When you become their best friend, years later they open up and they never told anybody else. There's a power called kamayim apanim lepanim kein leva adam la'adam. He will feel, she will feel your love. It's on Wi-Fi. She will feel your love. Kamayim hapanim lepanim kein lev ha'adam la'adam. The Nesivas Shalom says that just like physically a person can get sick, and there's a physical illness that you could have, that sweet tastes sour and sour tastes sweet. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to make a coffee, you're going to put in sugar for the person, they're going to say, oh, it's so salty. And you're going to say, oh, I didn't know that you had that sickness. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to put in salt. You say, oh, it's delicious, it's sweet. Mar becomes masuk and masuk becomes mar. Says the Nesivas Shalom. The same thing can happen emotionally or spiritually, where a person can get damaged to the point, a sickness to the point, that what's sweet and beautiful Torah life, our life is beautiful. Our Torah is beautiful. Our life is beautiful. The Goyim have nothing compared to us. We get married, we have children. Forget about, if you want to forget about Olam Haba. Us, you look forward to it. You get older, you get older, you get older. My father, so Zayin Gezut means Refuah Shalema, but when he used to come Hanukkah, he had to cut down on the money because he was giving over 100 Hanukkah geld. You know, it becomes a big expense. Right? You will look forward to that. You're building. You're always building. You get older, you're building. It's a beautiful way to go. The other people, these children are going on a path. On a path to what? That they die with a dog and a significant other, like and a bunch of ex-relationships. There's no pshat in that. There's no pshat. So we knew that they grew up just like all of our other kids, and something happened to them. That masuk became mar, and mar became masuk. What's sweet, Torah, and beautiful Yiddish life became bitter to them. If you wake somebody up in the middle of the night when they're in a deep sleep and you give them the most delicious, expensive steak in the world, I know the guys are going to say, "I'll take it," right? Okay? Normal people will get disgusted from it. There's a time and a place for everything. If you can't, if you're
just eat steak at 4 o'clock in the morning.
and look what happens. All right, so that's my point. Okay, so the point is that if you're disgusted by it, it could be so sweet and be so good, but I can't take it. To me, it's disgusting. Nesivas Shalom says the same thing happens spiritually and emotionally. One of my favorite 1,000 Nesivas Shaloms. Lo yachlu lishtais mayim mimara. They couldn't drink the water in Mara, in the place called Mara, because the water was Mara, right? Ki marim heim, because the water was bitter. Says the Nesivas Shalom, the water wasn't bitter. Ki marim heim. There was nothing wrong with the water. There's nothing wrong with Torah. There's nothing wrong with Yiddishkeit. There's nothing so horrible about our lives and our society. We're not perfect. We have things we have to work on. We still have the best rocking society and lifestyle in the world, no matter who you compare us to. But these are kids that are farbisin, they're broken-hearted. So when they think of Torah, they think, oh, it's disgusting. They think of the rules in yeshiva, and they think of Torah, it's a bunch of rules, because they're broken. That's sabrachin. There's nothing wrong with Torah, and there's nothing wrong with anything. One of the things that I realized is that in 1997, my business was Sony refurbished telephones. Sony made telephones, and about 10% of the phones come out broken, so they get returned. And when they get returned, we would refurbish them, we would sell them. And I realized from their broken, dysfunctional phones, what did we see? Money. We made a living on their dysfunction, right? Does it mean that their warehouse, their manufacturing place, their system is broken? No. They have to make it better. They have to make sure that instead of 10%, or some manufacturing places, they have 30% broken phones. Okay, that's broken system. You got to try to get the system as good as you can. But I made a business from dysfunctional, broken phones. And then I opened Home Sweet Home, and I made a business from dysfunctional, broken humans. Right? This is my geschäft. This is my business. I don't charge money, but this is my business. The bottom line is that every system in the world is gonna have to keep on improving. Doesn't mean you can't improve. Doesn't mean that you have a right to hurt people. On the other hand, by nature, every system hurts. When Twisted Parenting became so big, I made systems and I hurt people all the time. I have so many people that have a taina on me because I only deal with this type of thing, because I can't put different types of people in the group. And I have this thing, and then you have to have a letter there. I have so many people, and every time I say, I got to fix my system. The nature of systems is that some people, yichidim, are going to get hurt. But when you have so many people, you got to have a system. So the chiyuv for people like me, and for all the systems, and everything in Klal Yisrael is to keep on going strong, and to figure out how not to lose the yichidim, 100%. But we still have the best system in the world. We still have the best Yiddishkeit in the world. But we have to understand that if somebody doesn't tolerate Yiddishkeit, it's because Kimarim Heim. They're broken. Our job is to heal them. Once you heal them, they themselves, and this is the chiddush of TP that people don't understand, they themselves want to be from. Just yesterday, I was driving back from the mountains. I realized on my phone that there's a father who left here a few years ago, and I'm out of touch with him. I sent you guys the WhatsApp. I called him out of the blue, How are you? Nebuch, his wife was nifter, he dropped out.
Yeah.
It was a tough case. And he's like, oh, you called me because Moshe got married? I had no idea. Married, from. Wears a black hat on Shabbos. It means a lot.
His mother made
The hat.
She did TPF,
The hat, it means nothing and it means everything. Because it means that he's so healthy that he wants to dress like his father. He wants to dress like that system that he was out of for 8, 9, 10 years with so much hatred, right? So we know that we heal them. Yismach leiv mavakshei Hashem. You make them happy, they will search for God, they will find Hashem, they will do tshuva me'ahava, all of the averos become mitzvahs. And as my dear son said, see, do you remember 4 years ago, Yavart? They'll do tshuva me'ahava, from your love. Nothing can make them do tshuva like your love. Your love and commitment in the dark days when nobody believed. You'll get that letter under the chuppah that every kid gave their parents. You were there for me when nobody else cared about me. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. You never let me go. You never looked down at me. You never judged me. You never thought I was bad. Look, tarbus ra. I was never your problem. You felt my pain. You cared about my pain. Right? That's the letter that Be'ezus Hashem you're going to get. I get these calls all the time. I had a father that came to me. I don't want to say his name, but he's a chashuv, a rav, and he's a tough person. Thick skin, like not much gets to him. The day of his daughter's chasana, the kip, who became from, now Baruch Hashem, married and from and gewaldig. The day of the chasana, at about 5:30, I got a call from him. And I was thinking, who knows? Who knows? Who knows what's going on? Maybe she ran away. Maybe she, who knows? Who knows? It could be a million things with this dysfunctional person who was totally gone and dysfunctional. He called me up, crying, tears. He couldn't. He says, I got the letter. I got the letter. He got the letter that the kid wrote, that same letter. You believed in me when no one believed in me, when I didn't believe in myself. You refused to give up on me. You were willing to die for me. You risked the reputation. He was a rav. You risked the neighbors and everybody attacked you, but you never left my side. Yismach leiv mavakshei Hashem. You will be there for them. They will look for Hashem more than you can ever imagine, and it'll all come from Ahava. The Stipler said, what does it mean when Shlomo HaMelech says, Ki aza kamoves ahava? Ki aza kamoves ahava. Love is as strong as death. What does it mean? Says the Stipler, Zatzal, that just like nothing could stop love, just like nothing could stop death, nothing could stop love. Ki aza kamoves ahava. We have Rahman al-Itzlan, Hashem Yerachim in Kol Yisrael since January, over 100 deaths.
136 this time.
Suicides and overdoses that are not stopping. We're talking about more than how many a week? Almost every day we're getting to. Ki aza kamoves ahava. The only weapon that can compete with death is love. And the strongest love in the world is the love of a mommy to her child and a tati to her child. So that's why you got to make sure that this kid feels your love in the most strong possible way.